On 6th of April, HMRC will be implementing changes to off-payroll working rules, commonly referred to as the Ir35 Reforms. Here we look at how your business may be impacted. The Ir35 Reforms aim to strengthen steps made by the Criminal Finances Act in 2017, which makes businesses criminally liable if the company doesn't have reasonable procedures in place to try and prevent tax evasion. Under the new legislation, the burden of compliance now rests with an agency's clients and their workers, not the agency itself. So it's crucial steps are taken to prevent your business and workers being impacted. Where are umbrella companies and payroll schemes in a supply chain? If an agency is using an umbrella company or payroll scheme, it will sit between an agency and the worker. The umbrella or scheme will actually employ the worker, not the agency, and all payroll will be processed through them. Bear this in mind when reviewing your staffing supplier agreements, as you won't have entered into any formal contract with the actual employer of these workers. Agencies use umbrella schemes and payroll schemes to gain a competitive advantage, as they can lower charge rates and increase wages by making deductions such as employers' national insurance, employees' national insurance, pensions, apprenticeship levy and rolled up holidays. This reduces the cost of processing a worker and increases the percentage of pay a worker takes home from 65% to around 85 to 90%. This is risky for businesses and workers, as many workers will appear to be earning lower wages when figures are submitted to HMRC through these umbrella companies, when in fact their earnings are well over the recorded hourly rate, which has been increased through non-taxable payments. The change in legislation means that these types of practices are no longer compliant, and the burden of liability lies with an agency's end user, you, the client. Many workers are given no option but to agree to use the umbrella company or payroll scheme if they want to be paid, and are charged a fee by the company for processing their pay. Although some are more than happy to receive a higher percentage of their wage to take home, they aren't made aware of the legal ramifications of this process, or the fact the burden of compliance, and therefore the consequences, will rest with them and not their agency. The new reform will also have a direct impact on contractors who are currently working for businesses but technically classed as self-employed. The Ir35 reforms state that anyone who can be deemed an employee, i.e. someone who carried out the same tasks and has been with a company for a length of time you'd expect of an employee, will now have to start paying more tax in the form of employment tax and national insurance contributions. This leaves many contractors in a tricky position. They need to decide whether they want to pay both corporation tax and employee tax, if they want to transfer over to a pay-as-you-earn payroll model and be taxed as a normal employee, which is undoubtedly higher than the tax they are used to paying as self-employed, or seek the assistance of an umbrella company to achieve the lower tax rates they have become accustomed to. Under the new legislation, if a contractor is deemed to be an employee, all invoices for the contractor must show employee tax deductions such as national insurance contributions and employment tax, which will impact the way in which businesses process these workers. The most compliant way to process pay is using a PAYE or pay-as-you-earn model. If an agency is using PAYE, they will generally have an in-house payroll department, and all workers will be directly employed through the agency, no middleman, and you can rest assured your business is compliant and in line with the Criminal Finances Act 2017. The potentially unethical system of using umbrella companies or payroll schemes to circumvent Ir35 is complex and can be difficult to get to the bottom of. This is one of the main reasons the burden of compliance has shifted and places the target on the back of your business. Is this going on in your supply chain? We offer a free Ir35 health check service, which lets you understand your staffing supplier better and gives you the peace of mind as the reforms come into effect in April. Give our team a call on 0330 133 3597. We're here to help.